All right, we're back on the show. Robert's dropped out, so he can go get drunk or something. But that was nice. I had fun with that. But we're gonna do the hard part of the show now. We're gonna review this week's AEW Dynamite from April 26th, 2023, which at this point was last night. But this show will probably get released in the morning of the 28th. And so let's get right down into it. So we start the show with Orange Cassidy versus Bandito for the International Championship. Bandito, former ROH champion, as they have mentioned here. So he's a formidable opponent. And Orange Cassidy, who's really coming into his own lately. He's at this point, he's on his 19th title defense, straight title defenses, looking for his 20th. This guy is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So this is a hard-fought match. Orange Cassidy ends up catching him with an orange punch, followed by a beach break. Deadly combo. And that was it. 1, 2, 3. 20 in a row for Orange Cassidy. I know you don't really want to talk about this match. No.
I'll just say it went 20 minutes, so 20 minutes of TV time was dedicated to this crap between Orange Cassidy and Bandito. Okay, I have nothing else to add. We can move on. I think that speaks for itself.
I didn't think it was that bad, man. I mean,
Bandito and Orange Cassidy to start the night for 20 minutes.
Well, look. Speaking of Orange Cassidy beating Bandito, that's a big win for him. That makes him look good. So again, they're pushing him. Let's just get that.
Why? Who's Bandito? Has he won a match?
It's a former ROH champion, baby. Ring of Honor.
Oh my God! Come on, man. You sound like worse than anymore. He's an ROH. He's never done anything on this show. Every time he's on the show, he loses. Like the 5 times that he's been on, he's lost every single match.
All right.
Unless he wins on YouTube, I don't know.
Okay, so you're not impressed with Orange Cassidy beating Bandito. I'm impressed.
No.
I think he put together a good string of moves to put him down. Anyways, so they showed
legendary win.
So they showed mutual respect to each other after the match. Orange Cassidy offered Bandito his shades.
Oh, yes.
And as we'll see on the rest of the show, it looks like they're going to be like good friends now. Like Bandito really digs Orange Cassidy's vibe. So let's move on. The next segment, Adam Cole is backstage with Renee. He says he's going to call out Chris Jericho, and he's all fired up. And
right.
So that's a tease for later. Orange Cassidy shows up thinking he's going to be interviewed after that incredible match they just put on. But Renee said, no, that's not what they were planning, and he walks away. That's as disappointed as I've seen Orange Cassidy ever. He goes, oh, and he leaves, and then Bandito follows him. So moving on.
Yeah, they both said oh, and they both. I didn't even know fucking move on the list. So that's good.
All right. After the break, it's another backstage interview with Renee. She's with Darby and Jungle Boy, and Darby wants to bury the hatchet for whatever jabs they took at each other last week. They took a bunch of jabs at each other, and so he wants Jungle Boy to have his back tonight, but Jungle Boy's not really into that. You know, he's so he doesn't really go along with it. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And Darby again says, well, he would have beat Jungle Boy. So again, it's kind of testy here. I guess they're trying to tease that maybe, something's going to happen between the two of them, I guess. Or maybe they're trying to throw off the audience. It was kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Again, this is the Pillars angle. And we'll see where they go with this, right? So I'm just going to move on because we'll cover that later. Next, we got Double J, Jeff Jarrett against Dax Harwood. Interesting booking, I guess, right?
Yep. Yes, this I watched. This match I watched.
Okay, so it starts out with all the referees not letting Jeff Jarrett come in with his posse, which is ridiculous, I thought, considering how, everyone else gets to bring everyone with them. And looks like Jeff Jarrett's getting singled out here a little bit for his reputation. I thought so. I thought that wasn't fair, really. Um, but about the match itself, let's see if you have any thoughts about it. I mean, Jeff Jarrett can obviously still hold his own in the ring, and he's 55
Yep.
here. Dax is 38 years old, so you'd think Dax would take this, but it was a competitive matchup. And in the end, Jeff Jarrett wins after interference. So they spent all this time, not letting any of them come with them, but they come anyways. So all that was for nothing. But let's see. I got this new timer here for 1 minute. So Vlad, you got 1 minute to talk about whether you think Jeff Jarrett should still be of use in AEW.
I think he can be of use. I think he'd be better use backstage as like a guy that like for creative and like as an agent and things like that. But if they're gonna put him in the ring with another great worker like Dax. And I guess if you want to have a feud with FTR, with Lethal and Jarrett, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I thought this was a good work match. These are two really good workers. And yeah, I know a lot of people like complain about Jeff Jarrett and like, oh, you want to see Jeff Jarrett, but you're not going to watch Orange Cassidy. Well, yeah, because Jeff Jarrett knows how to work. He's an old timer and he knows how to get things done. This was a really well worked match for the most part. It was very solid, really good work, nothing ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, yeah, I prefer to use Jeff Jarrett backstage, but okay, this is fine.
Well, I'll put 1 minute for me. I don't think anybody knows this because I haven't mentioned it on this show, but Jeff Jarrett is the greatest wrestler of all time, bar none.
Jesus, Cam.
Okay, I'm a big mark for Jeff Jarrett, okay? I think he's very much useful here because, look, he gets heat. He still gets heat, man. As soon as you mention Jeff Jarrett's name, the whole crowd is like booing him already. So yeah, I think he could still be of use. I think they should use him in better angles, personally. I think they should put him in title angles or something where the tag title picture, that was good. He almost won it. They had a great one of the greatest matches on Rampage I've ever seen with the Acclaimed. I thought it was exciting. The whole house was into it like hell. So I am so happy to see Jeff Jarrett. I wish he was in better angles, personally. I think he should be in bigger angles. But that's all I got to say about that. If you don't have anything to add, Vlad, we'll move on.
Well, I'll just say this. First on the Jeff Jarrett point, is it heat? Is it good heat or is it go away heat? Because those are two different types of heats. So we gotta find where it is. I think a lot of people would argue that it's go away heat. And the second thing is, it looks like he's going to be, as far as better angles, he looks like he'll be feuding for the title with FTR. So maybe that's something, right? That's better than what he was doing earlier when he was with whatever he was doing before with Orange Cassidy and anybody else he has been working with before, the Danhausen and whatever else. So I guess this could be a step in the right direction if you talk about using him better. This seems like a somewhat of I don't know, I guess a serious angle possibly.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Trying to get you back here. All right.
Oh,
Well,
did you lose me?
no, I got you. I'm just I messed up with my little stopwatch, but let's move along. Let's see how many minutes we have.
Sure.
We got some time. All right, so let's move along with the show. We got another big Tony Khan announcement, another one. So this one is the return of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which he says will conclude at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. So again, I'm gonna put 1 minute on the clock for you, Vlad.
Nope.
And do you think this is a good idea as a tribute to Owen Hart? We've already seen this tournament once. I don't know if you got any thoughts on it from last year.
Yes. Look, I'm a big Owen Hart fan. I think he's a great worker. He was a great wrestling personality in the sense that he could be a heel. He could even be a good face. He could do it all. But they did this once last year. Does anybody remember anything from it? It was very lackluster. I'm not saying that it's not a good way to honor Owen Hart, but it doesn't seem like it mattered a whole lot. I mean, it didn't do anything for anybody. Nothing memorable came from it. I'm all for honoring him, but I don't know. This seems kind of pointless. So that's my only concern. I mean, like I said, Owen Hart, grew up watching Owen Hart, love Owen Hart, think he's a great wrestler. Obviously, very sad what happened to him, but this I don't know. This I don't think this honors him correctly because it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If anything, from last year, we could remember that it was kind of weird that they had like this. What was the match? It was like a hardcore match, and I think somebody was trying to
Yeah,
gouge somebody's eye out or something, and Martha Hart was in the audience, and everyone was
yeah, yeah.
like, "This is kind of awkward because her husband died, and here's like some really."
Yeah, not no. Somebody actually took a crazy spot from like really high up, and everybody was like, "Oh, what? This is Owen Hart."
Yeah,
This is terrible.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. Well, I don't know. I'm not too excited for a tournament either. I mean, I guess they could come up with something out of this if there was a good feud or somebody really wanted to win it, I guess. But if last year's any indication, it didn't seem like they had anything really special prepared for it. But we'll see, I guess. Um,
We'll see.
so let's move along. The AEW this edition of AEW Dynamite review from Quantum Flux Wrestling Podcast is presented commercial free for the rest of the show. So all you people out there, commercial free, baby.
Oh wow.
All right, all right. So next we got Wardlow against a jobber, and it's a squash. It was really fast. I didn't even catch the jobber's name. I don't think they even said his name. I might have missed it, but okay. And then Double A, Arn Anderson cuts a promo for Wardlow. So he's his mouthpiece, which you thought was a good idea last week. I guess this was not bad. And then Christian and Luchasaurus tease entering the ring to challenge them, but in the end they're just playing mind games and they back off. So let's see, just to run through the show quickly, I'll give you 1 minute, Vlad. Do you have any hope Christian can make something for Luchasaurus, or is this a waste? Because he seemed to do a good job for Jungle Boy, right?
I think it's possible he could do something for him. There were weeks when he first started that it looked like he could be a good heel and like a monster heel, and he was working like a heel, like just being a big guy, choke slamming people and using power moves and just overpowering people. I think maybe, but at the end of the day, I'm leaning towards no. It's not going to work out. It's not going to get anything from him, and he, I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it because he's not going to. I don't think he's going to beat Wardlow for the title. Though, who knows? The way they keep giving this title to everybody, So who knows? But my head is telling me that it's not going to lead to anything significant for Luchasaurus.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk about the Pillars angle, which was what's coming up next. All right.
Nice.
Cut. All right, we're back. We're gonna run through the rest of Dynamite. Vlad is looking good over there, looking handsome. Hey, I noticed you didn't have your tea today. What's up with that? Usually you have.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I don't know. I'm just drinking this flavored water, I guess, today. I don't know.
All right, look, we're gonna get to the heart of the show again. The Pillars angle. This is the main angle on the show. It's Sammy's backstage with Renee, and he's quickly interrupted by MJF, who comes in and gives Sammy a kiss on the forehead. and then Sammy returns the favor. So then they yuck it up for a little while, talking about how they're such good friends. They give each other gifts. Sammy gives MJF one of his leather vests, and MJF gives Sammy one of his douchey scarves, obviously. And I kind of think they have good chemistry, to be honest. I think they'd be a good team if they weren't trying to screw each other out, out of the title. I kind of wish they would actually be a team.
Well, they worked together before when MJF was with Jericho's group, right? So they have some experience working together, right? So
there's
that.
They were inner circle,
right?
Yes. They were inner circle together.
Inner Circle. Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I could see them being a duo, but it's looks like it's not gonna happen. So anyways, we got a super fight. It's Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara with Ty Conti, and MJF is gonna be on commentary. He brings along his jar of pickles, offers Taz some pickles. Taz doesn't want to take it without a fork. He's like, "You got a fork?" He thinks it's kind of dirty to just stick your finger into a jar of pickles. Anyways, the move of the night, Sammy hit a 630, which is one of those crazy moves, like he could die at any moment trying this. But 630 off the top rope onto Darby Allin, who's on a table outside. And again, a Jim Cornetteism that, to hit a move like that and it's not the finish. Darby beat the count out. So he beat the count for the count out. Gets back in the ring. Then we got interference, Ty Conti. And MJF comes in from the announce booth and throws Darby his own skateboard. So Sammy falls down like he got hit with it, and then the referee turns around and sees Darby Allin looking guilty and disqualifies him. The old Eddie Guerrero, right? But it's done by a heel this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's in this case it was ridiculous because they just had a guy. He sent someone through a table, and that's not a DQ. But this, where the referee doesn't even see what happened, that's a disqualification. Okay, I don't even have the words to describe that stupidity. That's all I'm going to say on it. I'm not going to dwell on it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's stupid. Okay,
yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
I know. I thought the same thing. I thought this was such a terrible finish. I mean, okay, it worked for Eddie because he's the face, and it gave the crowd something to laugh at. But how could you DQ someone for something you didn't even see, right? So
right.
Okay, I thought that was awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a post-match beatdown afterwards, and Jungle Boy does come to it to save Darby. MJF on the ramp cuts a promo on everybody, including the audience and everything. It's a good classic promo from him. I'm not going to go through what he said. Classic MJF. And then we get the part where Tony Schiavone relays a message from Tony Khan, the general manager, I guess. This is kind of a general manager thing to do. And he says, due to all the shenanigans, Sammy and Darby are going to have a chance to earn their way into this title match and make it a 4-way if they beat MJF and Sammy in a tag match next week. So
it's probably going to end up being a 4-way. I mean, everybody's
hold on,
fears are going to be...
Hold on, Vlad. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock for you.
Okay, sorry, yeah. I wasn't prepared for this.
What are your feelings on a potential Pillars Fatal 4-way?
Talking about it, I think we both agree that it should be Darby, singles match. There's no reason for a 4-way. It's going to end up now being a 4-way. I thought we were kind of getting away from it because it looked like that it was going to be one person. Obviously, I'm not a fan of multi-man matches. I think it's just too much shenanigans, and it becomes more of a spot fest than an actual good match. So, I obviously prefer singles, action, one-on-one, main challenger. In this case, Darby versus MJF. But whatever. It is what it is. I shouldn't be surprised.
All right. Well,
I knew it would be what I didn't want.
I know. I'm with you, Vlad. I wanted it to be Darby, but I'm not a fan of 4-ways. But I guess that's what it's looking like we're gonna get. It's a dream match to AEW fans. The Pillars Fatal 4-way. I mean, come on. I guess it had to happen someday, but I didn't think it should happen now. Maybe sometime down the line. Anyways, moving along. Backstage, MJF and Sammy are pissed about the whole deal. They yell at Tony Khan, and Sammy goes to get into MJF's car with him, and MJF says it's full. There's no room for Sammy. And then the cameraman literally zooms into the back seat. There's no one sitting in there.
Right. That was funny.
And he leaves Sammy behind. So how will this affect how they'll work together next week in this high-stakes matchup? I guess we shall see.
We shall see.
Adam Cole comes out next segment with conviction. He's trying to sell this terrible angle they're doing that we've discussed earlier in the show. But Chris Jericho comes on the big screen. He says he doesn't want to be near such a coward, someone who stood by and just watched his girlfriend get beat. So he sends his boys to do the job instead. And then the new best friends, Orange Cassidy and Bandito, come out to help Adam Cole. I don't know why. I don't know what they have to do with Adam Cole, but okay. They're probably just hanging out in the back smoking pot, and they saw this guy needs help. They're like, we should go help him.
Yeah. I don't even know, bro. Whatever those two jokers are doing, I don't care.
I know, but that was
Okay.
to me that was just randomly funny, but okay. So that still doesn't turn the tide. And then Roderick Strong debuts out of nowhere. So to help his old Undisputed Era teammate, this got a big pop. Roderick Strong clears the ring, and Adam Cole and Roderick Strong hug. Okay, again, like I'm not a big mark for old NXT stuff, just like I'm not a big mark for old New Japan stuff. So I'm gonna chalk.
Yeah, and this is a little bit of both. Roderick Strong. I mean, I don't know a lot about Roderick Strong. I know he's a good wrestler, but
Another former ROH champion, huh?
yeah, I guess. But I from what I've heard, I can't, like I said, this is only from, I haven't seen a lot of Roderick Strong matches, but he is, people say, a reliable and good worker. So,
Excellent worker.
Take that for whatever that's
Dude,
worth.
we watched one a long time ago. There's no way you're gonna remember this, but once you were at my house and I had like Ring of Honor tapes, and it was Seth Rollins, I guess Tyler Black against Roderick Strong. I thought it was a great match.
I do remember that.
And I showed it to
I do
you.
remember that actually.
And
Yeah.
it was one of those fight forever type of matches, like 3 finishers and all that, and still kicking out. So at the time I was young and I was like, whoa, this is incredible, fight forever. But I guess looking back on it, it was like the genesis of what we have now for these long matches that seem that they should have ended earlier. But okay, Roderick Strong, serviceable worker. They got a new guy in AEW. Like the roster wasn't big enough. But okay.
Yeah.
Let's move along. QTV, Powerhouse Hobbs shows up pissed at QT Marshall that they didn't help him keep his title. So QT, he pins him against the wall, and QT talks his way out of a beatdown and says he has a plan. So Powerhouse Hobbs is going to rely on QT Marshall to help him get his title back. Again, more burial of Hobbs. Like, just go get the title back on your own. What the heck do you need QT Marshall for? But okay.
Yeah, you're a huge monster. Just do it yourself. What the heck are you talking about?
I think he's going to end up getting turned on by QT, and it's going to be a feud between them, which is...
Oh my god.
I know, that's...
Don't even joke.
I bet you. But we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jade Cargill versus Jade Cargill with Mark Sterling and Layla Gray versus Taya Valkyrie. So this one had a stipulation. It's for the TBS title, and Taya Valkyrie can't use her move because it's too reminiscent of Jade's move, the Road to Valhalla, I guess it's called. And so this is a terrible angle, terrible stipulation. Terrible ending to the match. If you don't have any, I'll put 60 seconds on the clock for me. I'll go off on this match.
Okay. You go off first. That's fine. You go off.
Well, look, I have a problem with this because Jade, this title reign, she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve an undefeated 55-0 title reign. So I talked to you about this a while ago. I don't think it was on this show, but we might have been talking. I thought this should be the time to put somebody over. Why not? I mean, if you're not going to put anyone over to end the streak and make someone famous, then it's a complete freaking waste of time. And I thought this is as good a time as any. Taya looks good. She's got a great look. She looks strong. But in the end, it was a bad ending. She tries to roll her up, or she tries to put her move on her. She tries to put the roll, and then she realizes, oh, I guess I can't do this move, and she ends up getting rolled up. So again, nothing, and Jade Cargill keeps her streak going. So I'm kind of annoyed by this. I think this is not going anywhere for Jade Cargill. I'm disappointed in this. I think she hasn't really improved enough as a worker to merit having a streak of this crazy nature. So, um, anyways, Taya Valkyrie goes crazy. She was gonna put Aubrey in the road to Valhalla, but all the referees come, and so I would have liked to have seen that, honestly.
Me too. Me too.
But let
I would have popped.
Yes, I would have definitely popped. Let's move on.
Yep.
So we got a backstage
Yeah.
promo with Britt and Jamie, and they vow revenge on the Outcasts for the beatdown they took. Jamie Hayter was in an arm sling. I don't know where the heck that came from. I didn't know.
Yeah, I also couldn't place when she injured her arm. I couldn't remember. It's not. It didn't come to me. I still don't even know. I didn't even look it up. I don't know what happened there.
Exactly. This was
I
what
don't.
confused us last week because it was like, why would she just stay back and watch her friend get beat down like that? But okay, I
Yeah,
guess there was
yeah,
a
but
reason.
okay, I guess.
So this was like a standard promo. They say they're ready for a war. Okay, whatever. Let's move along. Here's a pre-tape of your favorite group, the Bullet Club Gold. Um,
No,
Jay White
yeah,
and Juice talking about their upcoming match on Rampage with Ricky Starks and Shawn Spears. God, too bad for Ricky Starks. Well, this angle
yeah.
has fallen very flat, man. I mean, if these guys wanted to make a name off of Ricky Starks, I kind of get the logic of that, but they didn't give this feud like any time, so we're not gonna give this any time either. Um,
No.
Moving along, main event is the Butcher and the Blade with Kip and Penelope versus Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita. Okay, I mean I don't nothing against Omega and Takeshita, but Butcher and the Blade in the main event. Okay, I don't know, but
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
so
Truly, is unbelievable.
the match there was a ton of interference from Kip and Penelope, but Omega and Takeshita end up taking it. I'm gonna skip the whole match. So
Yeah.
there was a post match angle. Danielson came to cut a promo, which he fumbled over his words. I don't know if if you noticed that, but
Yes, I
the
did.
crowd was on his case that he would. But what he was trying to say is that he wants Takeshita on his side, right? And
Yeah.
Blackpool Combat Club come out and attack Omega. They throw Takeshita out the ring. They don't really hit him because they're trying to, recruit him, I guess. But so the Young Bucks come in like superheroes and they make the save, and then they save Kenny Omega from getting bludgeoned with the screwdriver. And then Omega is so pissed that he wants to use the screwdriver on Moxley, right? And then Takeshita comes
Yeah.
in, and he's the good conscience. He's like, "No, don't do this. This is too much violence. No." Um, so that gives the Blackpool Combat Club an opening to come in and wipe everyone out. And
Yeah.
they try to claim Takeshita as their own, raising his hands, and then Takeshita's like, "No, no, no, I'm not with you either." And then they beat him down and literally bludgeon him with the screwdriver and leave him
Yeah.
laying in a pool of his own blood. Um,
Yeah. Don't know if there was any blood. The one time there could have been blood, they decided not to spill any. But
there
it's
was
okay.
blood. I
And
don't, did your thing get cut off or something? Because they did cut him
I
open.
didn't see. Did they? Well,
Yeah.
maybe I just didn't see it, and then of course, yeah. But they did it right as they were going off the air. So I don't know. Whatever to this whole thing. I mean, I read somebody said this is like their favorite, like currently their favorite feud or something. Like what? This is trash.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's tough because the Young Bucks are involved, and I guess it just doesn't look good that they're coming in to clear the ring of the Blackpool Combat Club, by themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, everybody that I don't like, except for like, Cesaro and Danielson are involved in this thing. I despise Moxley and all his matches. The Elite, I don't really care for them. So this is. I mean, I guess it's good that they're all in one thing, but not two separate things where you get to see more of them. But
well, Takeshita's
whatever. And then
getting
there was
a little bit of a little bit of a spotlight here for this angle.
yeah.
That's kind of good, I guess. Or
I Is it? I don't know. I can't say
I
one or
mean,
another
in
if it's good or
storyline,
not.
he's sought after, right? Everyone wants him in their group, so he's making a name for himself. I guess. That's the one positive. I'll try to come up with something positive out of this because I don't want to seem like Debbie Downer. But okay. Anyways, so that's that. I don't know. You want to give a grade?
Yeah, this was a pretty bad show, dude. This was a D plus. This was a D plus. This was a bad show.
I'll
This
give
was not
I'll
good.
give it a C. I'll give it a straight
No,
C, with not a C minus or a C
no.
plus. I don't want to. I don't think it was awful, but
I think it was pretty awful. Even the stuff with MJF wasn't very good this week. So that means it was really bad. This was a bad show. There was no redeeming qualities that I got from this show. I couldn't even think of anything that I enjoyed. Like last week, I gave them some benefit of the doubt. They tried some stuff. It didn't all like work out, but at least they were trying. This week, I don't know, man. I was turned off right away, man. When Orange Cassidy comes out and he's fighting Bandito, I mean, it's a terrible way to start the show. And then your main event is Omega. I know that that's not, it's not really like that's not what the angles with the whatever BCC or whatever, but still, it's not. It was just not enticing to stick around because I'm not really fond of the BCC just beating up everybody. Like they beat up some random guy. I don't even know who that was. And one of the other things you didn't mention in one of the backstage segments, it's all nonsense. So I didn't get any enjoyment out of it. I didn't like anything about it. I'm not fond of this. I, I, I would, I maybe I'm being a little rough by giving it in the D grade. Somebody, but I think that's kind of where it was. It was probably, and I'm probably being nice because it was probably a D straight up. But I'm giving it a plus, so I don't even know why I'm giving it a plus. It's probably just a D, but just give it a D plus to be nice.
all right. Well, we only got about a minute left on the tape, so I mean, I try to roll with it.
What do you?
I try.
You said you give it a what?
I
What
gave
did
it a
you give
C. I gave it a C. Like
C,
I
okay.
tried to get into like I think of Orange Cassidy's matches. I think this was one of his better ones. So I try to roll with it. I try to roll with the amusement of him being friends with Bandito. Okay, you know. So I try to have a good attitude about the show today. I give it a C.
Oh,
I don't think it was fantastic. I think
mm, yeah.
I mean MJF and Sammy I think are kind of funny. But anyways, that's all the time we got for this week, Vlad. Thanks for coming on. It was a good show, man. I'll see you. I'll talk to you later, man. Have a good night.
All right. You too,
All
man.
right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.